All right, we'll call the meeting to order and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so we're called to order. We have an appointment at 6 o'clock for the Charter Days. So if you want, we can just start with our regular business and information.
Sure. Departmental reports.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the departmental reports.
I'll second the motion.
I'll enthusiastically call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes unanimously.
Okay. Approve and sign maintenance warrants. So, make a motion to approve, bill payable warrant for the school for June 27th, 2025, in the amount of $267,769.94.
And what warrant? What warrant?
Number 79S.
25.
Well, it's a 79S.
FY25 7-.
Okay. Fiscal year 25, 79S.
Oh, because we have some 26, so we have to make sure.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'll just note for people at home who are watching and there's a dark screen, we will have video soon. Right now you just have audio, so.
We have a warrant to sign.
You want to sign?
Huh?
We sign the motion.
Yep, you have the warrants in the blue. Yep. Nope.
Dark
The
blue
big,
there.
the big blue one on the bottom.
Yeah.
See, we moved everybody,
Everything was pointed.
moving everybody around, made everything more
No, you
organized.
guys weren't doing the order with the agenda.
Yeah, we just, right, it's a lot of order.
Oh, we should, should we have gone to Tammy first?
Probably. but It's all right, we're here now.
All right.
Well, we can stop and go back then. No,
There, but here we go.
after we sign this, we'll go back.
Because my agenda's on my computer at home.
Something tells me you're gonna have one very soon.
Oh, we got extras back there. All right.
I'll go with that.
She's gonna send it to me with a brick, I can tell.
With a brick.
Thank you.
Good.
You have two of these in it?
Yeah, there's always two.
Okay. This is legal.
I did this one I was taught to. I put up an agenda and then not follow it.
It's right back there. You wanna go back to town administrator?
Yeah. We'll just keep reintroducing you until everybody knows your name.
Okay.
I have like that habit. I introduced myself to my aunt the other day. She still remembers me.
That's good then.
All right, so the first part we have to authorize, need to be able to sign contracts. Just makes me able for me to do my daily routine if they come on.
So these are basic day-to-day operations contracts.
Anything that's really big, obviously, I would bring to your attention.
Any questions?
Yeah, do not just go for it.
Make a motion to allow that happen. I'll make a motion to authorize our town administrator to sign contracts.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next thing, I gave an ADA grievance policy and a non-discrimination notice for last time we had a select board meeting. I'm just looking for our vote. So we'll have those in place.
Motion approved.
Gonna make a motion.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, right.
For the ADA? Yeah, I'll need a motion for
Yeah,
that.
so I'll make a motion that we approve the ADA grievance policy and non-discrimination notice.
I will second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
This next one excites me. I'm excited. Right?
So the next one is new to bit. Kathy and I actually watched a demonstration for the website. And it's a great website for us. Its annual price is $2,988. Monthly income's to $229, and it's something that I'm looking to move forward with, and I'm just looking for that approval as well.
And I had looked into Civic Plus. Everybody seems to use Civic Plus. Civic Plus was
Expensive, wasn't it?
it's like I think $30,000 or $40,000 just to get on the platform, and then it looked like about $8,500 a year. And I actually had checked this out before too, and it seemed like it was a good product.
It was nice and easy too, user friendly. They have support, we can have users, and it was a great demonstration. So,
Before I'm in favor. So how are we gonna go about like getting it populated and stuff?
So first I have to, go ahead and accept. It takes 3 to 4 months to do the whole, to get it out ready, but we'll still have to pay this upfront while we're doing all that, just so we have it. And I'll keep you updated as I do it, so you
So,
know.
in terms of like,
Sorry.
No, Chris, you just sit back there. That
so
could
you're gonna get that one, with the brick. Aaron,
Or just the microphone. You don't need a brick to go with that thing.
okay, so actually maybe at another time you can just tell us about the process for,
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yes, they said it would take 2 to 3 months to do it, and they'll extract everything from the other.
We'll have to give them all the
And that's all
information.
included in the price.
That's right.
So,
we'll have a good website. Very
And on here, it even says, everything even says like unlimited customer support, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. So if you look at all this, gives you all the information that he went over. You actually have that, so.
This guy had looked at it before, where he talked to you guys, that's where he
Yeah.
wanted to go.
Yeah, Chris had shown it to me on his last day.
So I'll make a motion that we enter into a contract with Munibit
Mhm.
for our annual website provider
Yes.
with an annual price of $2,988.
I will second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And that was actually all I had. I do want to just make one comment too, that FERCog, the bid process for the highway, those have all been signed, so we're all set to go for our roads. So
Okay.
that's nice. It's a relief.
It is.
That's it.
All right. We'll move back to maintenance warrants.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve payable warrant for fiscal year 25, number 79, dated June 27, 2025, in the amount of $125,927.45.
I'll second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So on my last day of work, I got on the loudspeaker and read dad jokes.
Was it a hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was behind glass, so nobody could hit me either. That was one of the kids. I don't know. I think they're good jokes. Like if you just have to be able to deliver them. Because we went to a comedy show in Montreal, and I got to tell you, their jokes, the material needed work. The delivery was great, but their material was pretty.
Wasn't in French, was it?
Nah, it was like an English show. It was actually an English club. They made fun of Americans, French people, A lot of the humor would not have gone over well in the United States, I just won't say that.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve a bills payable warrant. Number one for fiscal year 26, dated July 1, 2025, in the amount of $1,866,082.91.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Was the selectmen's salary on this one?
No, you just read that one, the $1 million one.
That was,
They will,
that wasn't a payroll warrant, it was a bills payable warrant.
you said they built
No.
it for the one before the
The first one was?
second. You said,
I just read the second one.
there's, you've done three. The
Yeah, you've
second
done
one-
three. So no on the 3-9. That one goes with this one,
All right.
these
I
two.
just want to make sure they see it, so, and we, at least two of us voted yes out of necessity for the selectmen's salary.
That was the $1 million one.
That was a 1 point,
Yeah,
couple million dollars.
These are the three you did.
Sorry, I'm just trying to be funny, I think I'm confusing you.
This is the bills payable to school. This was the town's bill payable.
Yeah.
You get $1 million, don't you?
That was the bills
You get $1
payable.
million, right?
Three months.
So the selectmen's salary's under the town, the bill warrant? That's on our payroll warrant.
Payable.
Well, why didn't do a payroll warrant yet? You people confuse me, okay? This one?
This is one. I think that's the one over there, though.
Okay.
Let's leave this over.
All right, so this is a pay, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the payroll warrant for fiscal year 26, is number 2, in the amount of $391,117.21, dated July 3rd, 2025.
I will second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I will vote out of necessity for Glenn and I for payrolls.
You're welcome, Mark.
I'm just gonna vote,
And
or not
Mark,
vote, yeah, it's like,
it's assumed.
I thought we were voting on the $1 million one, I thought that was a salary, I thought we were,
That would have been,
would have stayed longer in Montreal. And in a better hotel.
This one's the maintenance warrant. Everything's on the bottom. There's two.
What's that? Yep. I'll make a motion to approve a maintenance warrant for fiscal year 26, number 3, in the amount of $65,835.47.
second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I think the microphone's like echoing.
I think it was last, I think it's reverb. Just to sing with the band. All right,
Vicks. All right, I'll make a motion to approve the common vic license for Evelyn Hatch, who does business as Breezy Acres Greenhouse and Garden, located at 25 Pleasant Street, Granby, Mass. 01033.
I will second the motion.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll second the next motion.
No, that's okay. I can second them, I just didn't,
Okay.
I didn't get it all. I usually read the, I missed the,
I make a statement?
no, I missed the license number. I always read the license.
Oh, no.
number. This, oh. So, yeah, different agenda.
You're familiar with that establishment?
Next one is for, make a motion to approve a common vic license for Heather Labonte, does business as Harris Mountain Estates and Farm, located at 145 Harris Street, Granby, Massachusetts, 01033.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
And I will abstain as it pertains directly to me. And if, I didn't know it was there as well. That's how much she does.
Somewhere in my house, yeah. I do what I'm told when I'm told.
See, I don't have it, so that's why I'm confused.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't get it updated. It's all right.
Now we're gonna affirm appointments for local licensing board, finance committee, charter days committee, stormwater phase 2, and the ADA committee, call firefighter. All right,
But we have to rescind that too. That'd be first motion.
okay, I'll make a motion to resend Charles Joe Mayhew from the finance committee.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Go through all this.
I'll make a motion to approve for the finance committee, David Desalet?
Desalet.
Desalet? Desalet?
Okay.
Term expiring, December 31st, 2028, or June 30th?
June 30th.
June 30th, 2028.
Do you want to go through them all, Glenn, or?
I can. Just stop me if anybody has any questions regards to it. This one's, make motions for the Charter Day Committee for Randy Govin, Glenn Durham, Amanda Paquin, and Daniel Paquin. All expire on June 30th, 2026. Stormwater Phase 2, James Tromke, expires June 30th, 2026. Sure. Did I mention Craig, Cat said I didn't send a email, so I don't know if I sent you one or if I didn't send either one of you one, or is that all right? Can I just nominate Craig Jubicki for that? He's a citizen. It's for the zoning ballot. I'll take it. So, okay. Call firefighters, Jonathan Delgado, expiration expires June 30th, 2026.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
That was the one that you just added, Mark.
Craig Judicki. What time do we got? Dog bite complaint a big thing, or?
That was the one that you had given us.
I don't even remember it.
Was it a dog bite or was it off the leash or something over at Frank Park in a dog park? Quick might be coming soon.
Oh, yeah, okay, now I remember. So I received this correspondence from a resident. As a more than 37-year resident of Granby and a 35-year German Shepherd dog owner, more than 30 years ago now, I had a German Shepherd dog that I was working with to rehabilitate. At 5:30 a.m., the two of us were rushed upon from behind my two large mixed breed dogs. The owner yelled at me because my on-lead dog reacted, but still under my physical control. The owner could not successfully recall his dog back to him. Over the years, it's been my experience that our well-intended dog park is underutilized and the owners feel entitled to let their dogs run free. I get it, I really do, but some dogs need space. They're rehabilitating, recovering from surgery, or in a new space or home and are uncomfortable. Considering our town's current leash laws, could the town please consider putting up signs similar to this? I always appreciate your time, thank you. I brought this up here because I was concerned about, back to you for the record. This seems to be a recurring problem. How frequently do we have a dog bite, dog attack, dog issue, like reported to the board?
I'd say 3 in the last year, I believe.
So,
How many, David?
3, I think.
I remember 2.
And then there's this one will be 3, so.
so I think this is something, I don't know if it's to be addressed with signage or if we need to take a look at again at the leash law. But I just wanted to bring that up and like figure out next steps.
Well, leash law, that was a proposed bylaw, which came under scrutiny, I guess would be the right term during the
Yep.
town meeting.
Correct. So, do we, and of course, they have the grant now to re-up the bylaws or not so much change them, but update them.
Right.
So do we put that back in their plate to update that dog bylaw?
That's for general.
That's general.
This
So
is dog-
that's something, so that's
That's
something that we,
different
okay,
than zoning.
Okay.
I mean, we can move forward with that again. I mean, and I think we heard the concerns that people voiced at the town meeting, so we kind of know what some of the concerns were.
agreed.
So I think we can kind of look at tweaking it some and bringing it forward again.
Can we,
There's people for and people against it, but
whoever shows up town meeting and votes for the let's vote for it's gonna.
that's how it
Well,
works.
you're gonna have to have another public
Yeah.
hearing and such. Do you just want me to bring it up again, the ones that we had? You guys can discuss.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
review that. And
Yeah.
is Brian up to, we'll take a look at him. Does he have any
We
feedback?
had before, but I'll ask them again.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had the whole bylaw put together, and then it just was voted down at the town meeting. People had some concerns with some of the wording.
As somebody who used to, I mean, a long time ago, I know, my first dog used to run loose all the time when I was hiking and stuff like that. Then subsequent dogs did not react well to other dogs, and it was so annoying because you have your dog on a leash, and my 115-pound lab was fine until somebody's dog ran up to him and say hello. And you could sit there, I'd say, my dog's not friendly, and they'd say, my dog is. I'm like, that doesn't help. So
And that would have been a good dad joke. Week.
my whole life is a dad joke. I just don't take the dog to the park anymore, but, yeah, this seems to be a recurring problem that needs to be addressed. So let's do that. Take a look at it for our next meeting. Well, let's take a look at it after Brian gives us some feedback.
Yeah, but I'll check with him next week.
All right.
It's just a meeting.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that. I was like, I think it was before I went on vacation.
A meeting.
Well, oh, yes, it was just,
Yeah. I still have to work out a system for like keeping track of the millions of issues that I have to remember. All right.
I guess if you'll sign, we had the signature thing. One way to fix that. Do I have a way to sign it? We have already signed. Yeah, Lord.
All right, seems it's almost 6 o'clock. Why don't we bring the Charter Days Committee up? And then still want to talk about next steps on the high school. We still have that committee hanging and I know I wrote something in, I sent it out, and then we have more information from the Massachusetts Association of Regionalized Schools and stuff like that with suggested processes. So we'll talk about that. Charter Day, want to come up? Brandy and
If you also want to read the charge, the communication,
sure. You want to read that? Well, I wrote it. I might as well. Not punish you. Do right with you. All right, so Communications Committee is a new committee. This is a summary and then there's responsibilities. So, to inform citizens about town government, including its functions, activities, meetings, and events, and develop and recommend strategies, policies, procedures, and content for Granby's public-facing communications. Structure is actually changed. The committee consists of 7 voting members. Associate members may also be appointed with the approval of the board. Man, I forgot something. The committee should include a chair, vice chair, and secretary. Ethic committee bases its work on the values of fairness, accuracy, and objectivity. More specific responsibilities: identify the town's communication challenges and develop strategies to overcome them. Develop a plan for communications materials and strategies and suggest projects and actions that might fulfill the committee's responsibilities. Create a quarterly newsletter to inform townspeople about town government offices, functions, and activities. Host a candidates night in conjunction with Granby Cable Access and Media, also known as GCAM. Create accessible information prior to town meetings. That's specifically providing things explaining what the warrant articles mean. Execute other duties and responsibilities as required by the board. Coordinate with GCAM when applicable. And long-term design and suggest visual elements to create a consistent brand for town communications. This may lead to another committee or subcommittee charged with developing a town's corporate brand. I think the state has they actually had a grant, I believe, for, I hate the word brand, we're not a business, but basically developing a logo and that kind of thing. So Belchertown did it. And there are a couple resources here I listed. We'll ship that out to the people on the committee. Thanks for the reminder, Kathy. And 2 people for Concom. I said,
yep, that's there too, yeah, that.
okay. I'll just make the motion rather than make people go through it. We'd also like to appoint to the Conservation, or I'd like to appoint to the Conservation Commission. I'll move that we appoint Melissa McLaughlin and Connor McLaughlin.
How many did that give us on the committee?
We had 3 openings, I think.
Yeah.
So that's those 2.
So we just don't even one? So we have an even number right now?
We would, yeah.
You know, what would be good is to get an outgoing select board member to fill that position. It'd be great for continuity.
I mean, Mark was volunteering, right?
Well, let's see if we get any other volunteers. If not,
We'll come up with another
I wouldn't
motion.
mind to do that.
So a second on my motion.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Kathy.
Yep.
All right. All right, okay, there we go. Yeah, someday I'll understand what all this paper's all about. Okay. Randy, thanks for coming in tonight.
Yes. All right, I'm here for a couple things. First, our contract is up with Finelli. And I was told without a town meeting, we can't do a 3-year contract. The only thing we'd be able to do was a 1-year contract. So, want to put it out for bid. I mean, Finelli said they would renew their contract, but I think we should put it out for bid. Because actual contracts are a lot different than the contract we have here for shows and stuff. because after a certain amount of money, they pay, they say they earn this much. Okay, well, you get 10%. They have different pricing, how it goes in.
Yep.
The food vendors kind of keep the same. I just repaired the vendor application contract because of the fact it did not state square footage, it just said footage. It's 10 feet, so they figured if they had a 20 by 20, they only had paid double instead of for the 400 square feet, so I just repaired that. Benelli's did say they'll pay to have that bald spot fixed in the field there.
Okay.
So they did agree to that. And I just need your,
So you're asking us to go out to put out a bid, is that correct?
yeah, to send out a 1-year contract bid, because the only way we can do it 3 years if you were to have an emergency town meeting.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, yeah.
Exactly. So, and I was told the only other thing we could do was by Kathy, that was a 1-year contract, not a 2, it had to be a 1-year contract.
Okay.
But if we could do a 1-year contract with the, say, they accept them to be able to extend it for 2 years, as long as it's agreeable between the board and the select board itself, the committee and the select board, then I think we should, kind of just word that in there. I didn't put that in there.
Why would
You would have to go in front of the, town.
Yeah, because it would have to be go in front of the
Why
town.
Do the 1-year one,
What?
and then in between, you put another bid out, correct, for a 3-year.
For 3
Yeah.
years. Okay. Just extend the current contract for an additional year.
Yeah,
I
you have
think-
to have it ready.
At the cost it's at, or they may say a little bit more money, we can decide whether or not want to go with them. And then put everything together for the bid for a 3-year contract.
All right, so so don't send it out for a 1-year contract bid.
Right.
You just want to extend it for
Just
1.
extend it 1 year.
It's already been extended for an extra year.
Well, you can't move forward anything more than a 1 year
Yeah, that's what I'm
Contract,
saying. We
so-
can't put it out for bid.
for 1 year. By the time you might get that back,
It's got to be back by February 19th.
can, I mean, we can, but I don't know why we wouldn't just stay with them and then put it out for a 3-year contract bid.
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but some other towns that use this vendor might get a better deal than we're
Yes.
getting.
Yes. He already agreed to go up on the contract.
Okay.
The amount he didn't say, but we do have a list of other things we'd like to do and go through after our meeting on Thursday, because it's our first meeting since the end of the whole thing, to be able to go back over with you guys with suggestions and like trying to change the fireworks to Friday, so that way Saturday we could have all day truck pulls and tractor pulls and everything all day long. So there are other things that we're looking at
Okay, so you're meeting on Thursday?
this Thursday, yes.
All right, so we send out a request for quotes or what?
Well, you gotta come up with a bid, you gotta come up with everything that you want them to be in that. It's
Well,
got
it's
everything.
the whole, there's the whole contract, but there are other parts that should be added in there.
Then my recommendation is have your committee put that together with the contract and what we're looking to go out to bid. Because everything's gotta be in that so people can bid on it.
All right, because there's always, there's always little things that should be added in. I mean, the committee pays for their water,
Yep.
that to be used. Normally, they pay for house trailers to be on the lot. I mean, the game trailers, the food trailers that are there on the side with the rides. There's tons of things that money is missed out on, so.
Okay.
And all we're looking at is, trying to help keep it going every year.
Yeah, we want to maximize our money, so.
Right.
So,
So do you want to, okay, so how am I going to say it? Okay, so do we want to send out bids for 2027, 28, and 29, and just have the 2026 contract rolled over from Finelli with the whatever he's offering us more than he has in the past.
That's up to the committee, if the committee wants to do it, because that's the easiest piece moving forward. Is just extend the current contract an additional year, and then go out to bid for a 3-year contract.
Okay, because because you have to give them time, and I know as of December, they always usually all have their contracts rolled up for the year.
Right, so you probably want to get all that done, then it gives you time to
Send it in.
excuse me, look at what you want for a bid for everything else. Because you said you're gonna change things in it that you
Well,
want.
just a few things. I mean, there, like I said, there's parts in the contracts where they state if you make over a certain amount, you'll give the committee 10% of that amount over.
Yeah.
So they open up their books to you and show you what they made. Not this, here you go, here's your check, that's it.
Other places have that, or that's in the current-
Everybody, the Big E has it with the rides, Berlin Fair, the Durham Fair, Guilford Fair, every fair I've ever worked at, which has been up and down the East Coast.
So those are things that we'd have to put into what you want to go out to bid.
Yes,
Then,
so they open their books and tell you exactly what they make, and here it is, like,
So, right, so what you want to look at doing is that in your committee, figure out everything you want to be in that contract that's going to go out to bid.
uh-huh.
So that way we can have a set cost, not till next year, till we go to the town meeting in May.
Yes,
And so you
and
want
then
everything
maybe,
done. And the contract would be for 27 through 2030
yes,
for a 3-year contract. So it gives you time to kind of start putting things together and
yes,
think
okay,
about things, so you're not missing out on anything.
all right.
So do you want to be on the agenda for the 21st?
The 21st of this
Of
month?
July.
2 weeks from now.
If you want to extend the contract,
It is.
the current
Okay,
contract.
yeah, I'll talk to Joe and see
Yeah.
what he says about it, and I'll talk to everybody else and after our meeting and stuff, so yeah.
Okay.
All right,
thank you.
thank
Thank
you.
you, Randy.
Do you have anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Just a reminder that tomorrow, the Forge Pond Dam at the NOI is at 7:30 for conservation.
So what does that mean? I don't even really know what that means.
What they're doing is make sure, what they might put restrictions on what they have to do, like put up the straw, all that.
Notice, yeah.
They're making.
Notice of intent.
Yeah,
Yes.
Notice.
So
and sometimes they have consultants come in and look at what else is needed.
is there actually action taking place? So they're gonna do, what is the action?
That they're gonna, they put in an NOI and they're gonna make, do a order of conditions
Okay,
for what they have to do.
okay.
for the town. And David Leonard, the guy who's working for us.
Yeah.
wants that meeting.
As opposed to Greg Leonard, who doesn't.
So,
Couldn't believe that.
All right, so did you guys get a chance to look at the regionalization stuff?
Yes.
So I'm interested in thoughts here because I don't really see, I think it's premature to appoint a committee until we know what's going on. But anyway, I'd like to discuss that. I have one I think we should do next.
For the school?
Yeah, I don't think there are any other options to explore other than regionalization. But if we're gonna regionalize, if we're gonna look into regionalization, there's a process, and I don't think we're starting out with the right process.
Well, I think we should send it back to the school committee. Then we send it back and ask them to take a look at it, because
did you want to ask the school committee, if they want to come and meet with you guys on the 21st? And I can ask the finance committee also, start the quarterly meetings with them.
We could do that, I mean,
I think if we're gonna move forward with anything, that we should do that. Yes.
Yeah, we gotta have just a starting point and then, you know, there's no need for us to reinvent the wheel here. There's other cities or towns that have gone through to regionalize, so kind of see how they did things too.
I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but there's a Massachusetts Association of Regional Schools, and there's also people that are kind of experts that have worked for them, and also DESI. It might make sense to have one of those representatives come, so we're all here and we actually heard about because to be clear, like for people who might be watching the meeting at home, we're not saying we're doing regionalization. We would be starting the process to look at it.
We're exploring options
Right.
for the
And
future.
the process itself starts out with about a year of fact-finding, conversations in the community, conversations with other communities, and community involvement.
That's correct. I highlighted a few things from information that we got. The first year is basically devoted to conversation. The second year would be securing votes at a town meeting. So none of this can happen without having all of the information put forward. And if it gets shot down at a town meeting, then we're dead in the water either way. The third year would be the process of transition period, which may last from 6 months to a year and a half. So all in, it could be a 3 to 5 year process. So currently, we'd like to just put information together and bring it in front of the people and see what we can come up with.
So are we in agreement that we should have somebody from one of those organizations come and give us a presentation before?
So do you,
I think so.
do you want to do the joint committee first and see where everyone's at, or do you want to just jump right in?
And I mean, honestly, I think we're all at the point where we're interested in hearing information. I wouldn't necessarily set up a vote to endorse going forward or anything like that. And if we need to have some conversations, but I feel like we need to have informed conversations rather than, I mean, having been to about 4 million meetings in my lifetime, I hate spending 3 hours to come up with a decision that we could have made in 15 minutes. And I would like to have more information because I had a feeling that there was a process, but it wasn't really. So I got this information that I actually realized it was more than a feeling. It was actually, there is this process that to be gone through
There
and
is.
pursued. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a good idea to have somebody come here, give us a short presentation, and then have people ask questions? And then,
Yeah, I do. 'Cause I mean,
because
you're gonna ask for someone who is maybe an expert in the field, and they're gonna give us information that we may need to go forward. And again, this is an option, just like, the town has concerns about the high school and where we're going with it and what the plans are. So we need to, again, plan for the future, and this is just an option to look at. No one's saying we will or won't. It's just an option for us to start. We need to start doing something. And that's always been, the process that, here, let's start looking at it. So, we're not trying to figure out 3 years from now. We've already started the process of making decisions.
yeah, when I've spoken with Jen Bartos and I've talked with Superintendent Rickson, and even if the town decides not to regionalize and decides to actually do something in terms of construction or renovation with the high school, we're not going to make any progress until we can actually say no to regionalization. Unless you say no to regionalization, you've got no chance of spending money in the high school. So you got to eliminate it or confirm it and make a decision about it.
Agreed.
So for the next meeting, can we charge Tammy with finding a person to,
I'll reach out to Desi there,
Okay. Yeah.
see what I can schedule someone for next meeting.
Okay.
And you also want to have joint with FinCom and school, correct?
yeah, I'd like to invite them to our
Okay.
meeting.
And if they can't make the next meeting, we would look at the following meeting, whatever they can commit to.
Yeah.
And then I think that's when we meet with the other committees.
Okay.
And the other committees, just to confirm, would be Finance, us as Board of Selectmen, and the school committee?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because when we met with, the superintendent, she was, saying how they wanted more communication. And I said that we would definitely start the quarterly meeting and have the finance committee so that everybody would try to work together.
Okay.
Be on the same page.
Sounds good.
This is a good time then.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody have? 6:15 seems a little early to me, doesn't it? But,
Well, one thing I would ask that, with the West Street Building Committee, maybe we can get, monthly updates. I think that's what, at the town meeting, people are concerned, like, okay, are we getting information on how we're doing with everything? So I think if we get updated information, once a month, what's going on with that, would be helpful for people.
So I've been going to the meetings, I can give you an update. So last meeting we went to, they were going back to the drawing board to try to go and get under the 4 million that we have, and then they're gonna come back to us, and hopefully, July 15th is our next meeting, so once, hopefully I'll know then I'll be able to tell you what's going on with there. And then once that happens, we're gonna go out to bid, and we're looking at October possibly, as long as everything comes into play.
It's gonna be a tight schedule.
It is, very tight.
Hope that they can roll right into it if they, make a decision on that, because we have 18 months for the annex. So
Yes.
that's, we'll be pushing our luck on
I'm
that.
hoping they have the plan for us, so if they have that, I can send that to you in our next meeting.
Wonderful, thank you.
great, that was July's update.
Just like that.
You'll be here at our next meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
Any more discussion on that motion?
No discussion.
Yeah. All's in favor?
Aye. There you go.
All right.